Now, let's move on to arguably, not arguably, but the best team in the entire NFL, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. Put some respect on their name, baby! But just remember, guys, 2 months ago, I had the Dallas Cowboys pegged as 11-win team. That prediction still stands. But here's the kicker. I think they actually might be better without Micah Parsons. Yeah, I said it. If Micah Parsons is moved, traded, or doesn't suit up, this locker room might finally grow up. Brian Schottenheimer might finally shape his team into a real contender. Now, before you all go to the comments and start firing off, let's break down the 25 schedule week by week. And I'll give you 4 recaps along the way to check out the pulse to see if the season is unfolding. But I'm telling you guys, if the Dallas Cowboys trade Micah Parsons, release him, whatever, yada, 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 this 11 wins could easily be 13 or 14. Addition by subtraction. But let's go ahead and go down to week 1. Weeks 1 through 4, guys, I am going to label this as a strong statement start. This is the staple of their season. They're going to be strong, hard-nosed football. Week number 1, opening day. They take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only do they take on the Philadelphia Eagles, they take on this Super Bowl defending Super Bowl Eagles at Philadelphia. Brian Schottenheimer gets his first win in first statement win as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. They march into Philly and they shock not only the entire NFC East, they shock the entire NFL. The defense forces turnovers. Dak Prescott is clean and is a huge tone setter for the Dallas Cowboys when they go into Philly and they get that week 1 win. Week number 2, nice long vacation, 10 days off. They come back home and they welcome the New York Football Giants into town. Division rival home opener. Guys, the Giants are rebuilding. They're still pretty good. But the Dallas Cowboys control all 4 quarters, and this one isn't close. The Dallas Cowboys continue their winning ways and smack that ass, baby, starting them off 2-0, not only for the season, but 2-0 in the NFC East. They are the real deal. However, week 3, trap game. Traveling to Chicago, they're on highs right now. They've beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. They've beaten the New York Giants. When they travel to Chicago and they're sleepwalk through the first half and the Bears steal one, Dallas takes his foot off the gas and pays for it with their first loss of the season. And then week number 4, they're back at home, take on the Green Bay Packers. They bounce back in a big, big way. Dak picks apart the Green Bay Packers secondary. Jordan Love can't match the big game intensity. It is a big-time turnaround. This game is over by halftime, and bada bing, bada boom, guys, the Dallas Cowboys are 3-1 for the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they are impressive. A division win in Philly, 2 solid home victories, and 1 early season wake-up call in Chicago. Brian Schottenheimer's got his team looking focused and physical. Micah Parsons or not, they're playing with edge, and they are a hot money. Play with house money at this time. And then weeks 5 through 8, guys, they build the midseason momentum. They keep building, and they keep that track on rolling. Because week number 5, they head over to New York. They take on the New York Jets. A tough road trip, but the Jets just don't have the firepower. The Cowboys defense front dominates, and the offense does just enough to win ugly. Maybe 13-12, 17-14, that type of score. Very low scoring, very not fun to watch. Week number 6, back on the road yet again, taking on the Carolina Panthers, and yes, another road win. Carolina cannot slow down the Dallas Cowboys running game, or contain CeeDee Lamb, or contain George Pickens, right? Dallas Cowboys look solid, but this is a game from start to finish where the Dallas Cowboys just dominate. This game's over by halftime. Yet another one. Week number 7. Here's the bump in the road. Back at home, take on a very, very good Washington Commanders team. Washington comes into Dallas and they steal one. Jaden Daniels outshines Dak, and this defense struggles to contain his mobility. It's a measuring stick game, and the Dallas Cowboys fall short. However, short memory when it comes to week 8 because they're back on the road, take on the Denver Broncos. The Dallas Cowboys rebound with a solid win on the road in Denver. They dominate Sean Payton's offense and move to 6-2 at the midway point of the NFL season. This is exactly where they want to be. They've taken care of business on the road, and they've shown that they can handle adversity. That Week 7 loss still stings, still sucks, but it might be the light. It will be the light that fires this team lead heading off the back half. This team has playoff energy. This team is hot. This team is ready to be going to the moon, baby. However, Week 9 through 12, they hit a little bit of skid. They hit a little bit of a rough week. Week 9, they play the Arizona Cardinals. It's a routine win. Arizona Cardinals are going to be much improved, but they're outmatched. Dallas Cowboys handles this one early. Week 10, perfect timing, rest up, bye week. Get ready for the toughest stretch of the season because it does not get easy. Week 11, fresh off the bye, on the road in Las Vegas, taking on the Raiders. This one's brutal. The Raiders are physical and they're aggressive and they're smash mouth and they smash Dallas Cowboys in the mouth. Dallas Cowboys looks out of rhythm after the bye. The Vegas wins in the trenches. Give the Vegas Raiders the win. Week number 12, they're back at home. Philly wants the revenge. It is a slugfest. Jalen Hurts makes one more play than Dak Prescott, and the Eagles walk out of AT&T Stadium with the dub. So, guys, right now, heading into December, the Dallas Cowboys are 7-4. After a red-hot start, the hottest team in the NFL, Super Bowl bound team, they start to cool off a little bit. 2 losses in the last 3 games after the bye exposed some cracks in the armor. They're still in a great position, but the pressure is still on. These next few games will define the season. And weeks 13 through 18, that's exactly what they do. They are defining the finish. Week 13, at home, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Here's the win that nobody sees coming. Dallas Cowboys stun Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in prime time. Thanksgiving Day, the defense shows up big. This win puts them back on the map. Week 14, however, another Thursday night game at Detroit. They run into a buzzsaw in Detroit. The Lions are fighting for NFC East supremacy at this point, and the Dallas Cowboys just can't match that intensity on the road. Dan Campbell's True takes care of business. Week 15, back at home and back to doing what they do best. A complete team win over the Minnesota Vikings. It's a balanced offense, sound defense. The Vikings just don't have fire. And we're seeing J.J. McCarthy just not be very good. Let's just be honest. But then week 17, they're back on the road, and the Washington Commanders complete the sweep. They just don't match up well. The Cowboys just do not match well against this Commanders team. Jaden Daniels has their number. A very disappointing loss. But then week 18, they're back on the road, take on the New York Football Giants, but they do finish the season strong. Business trip to New York, no drama. They handle the Giants, close out the season 11-6. So, guys, I have them finishing 11-6, 3-3 in the NFC East. Same win total I gave them 2 months ago. And I still believe that the floor is 9 for this team, and the ceiling is about 12. They will have a tough time getting past the Commanders, Eagles, and maybe even the Kansas City Chiefs. But if they face them again in the playoffs, they'll do just fine. This team can make a Super Bowl push. And yes, they might be better without Micah Parsons. Addition by subtraction. Time to build a real team, not a highlight reel. So, guys, I do have the Dallas Cowboys going 11-6, playoff down team, not dominant by any stretch of the imagination, but they're dangerous. And if Schottenheimer finds the right identity, this team could absolutely make noise into January, into February. So, guys, in the comments below, will the Cowboys finally get over this hump this season, or are they setting us up for another postseason letdown? Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, guys, we are live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour. This is a live interactive show, so comment down below. So let's get into your comments and discuss your thoughts. Casey Morgan's in the chat. Casey's a pigskin pony. What's up, Casey?
Get you some.
Casey says, Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl with Dak. That's tough, man. Come on. Give Dak Prescott some love. Dak Prescott's only a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He might be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott has not gotten his flowers that he much deserves. Dak Prescott is the real deal. Stop sleeping on the man. Derek says 11-6 for the Dallas Cowboys. That's where I got him at, Derek. Were you reading my notes, man? 11-6. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of winnable games. They have a lot of winnable games. And if they can definitely win a game versus the Commanders, potentially beat the Detroit Lions. Guys, we're looking at a 13, 14, 15 win team here easily. 11 is just about right, Derek, I think. But I think like CeeDee, because the Cowboys will go 10-7. You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate the 10-7 because the week 1 win, sorry about that. The week 1 win versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the Eagles should win that game. They should. However, we know the hype of the getting the rings and the opening night and all the ceremonies and stuff, whatever. It is tough. It is tough. And you're playing the Dallas Cowboys. It's just it is tough. We've seen the Kansas City Chiefs lose their opening night versus the Detroit Lions a couple years ago. What'd they do? Went on and win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying the Eagles are going to lose opening night and then go on and win the Super Bowl, but they're a very, very good team, and they definitely can. Definitely can. Derek says, can their coach coach? We will see. Listen, we know very, very little about Brian Schottenheimer. Me, personally, I know very, very little about him. But he has the pedigree. We have the pedigree, right? It is what it is, and CeeDee's already calling out Derek, waffling around. Derek says, you got a great team, but can he be the super glue that holds them strong? Meaning the